Remember over a month ago, I started covering Scott from 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise when he said he was living in his car and he was stuck in New York and he was trying to get back to Florida. Felt really bad for him. Now, I don't care, y'all. Let's get into it. Scott has always claimed that he was looking for love and he didn't do the show because he wanted to be famous or anything like that, but he's proven otherwise. It seems like he's always trying to get the attention from former cast members. As you know, he has this huge crush on Tiffany, who used to be on 90 Day Fiancé, and he just seems very thirsty. Something else that grabbed my attention too as well, as you'll see in this live, he stated that over the course of his relationship with Liz, he gave her over $30,000. And this is one of the things that caused him to file for bankruptcy more recently. And he admitted to filing for bankruptcy 4 times. As you'll see in this video, Scott actually admits to sending Liz money back in March. What ended up happening was that she was supposed to get a coyote in Mexico to bring her over here to the United States. However, he sent her the money and she never contacted him again and completely blocked him.
Scott, how do you end up in these situations?
Also, can we be honest? I feel like Liz was the girl who was supposed to do the reality show from the beginning. You know, 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise. And then when she didn't want to do the show, he all of a sudden got with Lydia because, you know, Lydia and Nicole, they're great TV. I may not like their family or the family Chantel, but they're great TV at the end of the day. And so 90 Day Fiancé producers probably just hooked them up together and was all like, we're going to wait for Liz to pop up or agree to be on the show, and then we'll tell your real story. Because let's be honest, did we actually think Scott and Lydia had a connection? No. Also, Scott has went after other bloggers and YouTubers about their opinion about him. I think at the end of the day, bloggers, YouTubers, we are what keeps the show going. We keep the show relevant. Can some people take it too far? Yes, of course. However, Scott seems to respond to everything. Now, Scott, if you want to do reality TV, you're going to have to get some thicker skin at the end of the day.
And I really realized there wasn't the chemistry there with Lydia and I. And sometimes, guys, just so I get when I start talking for a while, people don't realize that's like little residuals from my stroke. I lose my train of thought a little bit. When I'm doing short videos and stuff, that's easy. But then we started talking. Like Liz came back in my life. I was driving back from Georgia, not from New York, back to Florida, and I was recharging my electric car, and then I get this text message from her. So we started talking. I was kind of blown away by the whole situation. And I told Liz, like, listen, I've been with Lydia, talking to her for a year and everything else, but I was just keeping things cool with Liz. Wasn't like I was dropping the I love yous or anything like that. So what happened? So when things didn't work out, Lydia, everything that you see unfold on the show, it is what it is. I came on too strong. And anyway, so everything unfolded like on the show itself. And then the one thing I wanted to bring up is my aunt passed away, and the day I was with Liz, I found out my aunt, who was 89, died. And it was when we were driving from Puerto Plata, Santo Domingo to Puerto Plata. I was in like a really shitty mood, and that was really like the fight that kind of led everything. And then I questioned her about money. That was another thing about the fight that, you know, it is what it is. And then but I don't really want to talk about the show. I want to talk about after the show. So then Liz and I, what happened? She wanted me to come visit her in Ecuador. She went back from DR to Ecuador. So I went to visit her in Ecuador, and there we go. Liz and I ended up getting engaged, and I asked her to marry me on Christmas Day. I gave her an emerald ring. She was wearing it, and then we ended up having a fight when we were in Ecuador, and it's mostly about money and different things that's happened. And, you know, my sister passed away on Christmas. I mean, not Christmas. My sister was born on Christmas, and she passed away. She was 29 years old. She died like 30 years ago, but Christmas is always a hard day for me because of that. And it would just led to another fight between Liz and I. We're just like oil and water, I guess. So we stopped talking again. I didn't hear from her till like probably March, and then she sent me pictures of her wearing the ring and told me she wanted to be with me. And then she talked about we were going to have her come through the border through Mexico. And she wanted me to send her money for that, so I sent her $3,500 to go through the border with a coyote, which didn't happen. She ended up just keeping the money, and she got me for $800 for a ticket to Mexico. And I told her to send me the money back. She never sent the money back, and that's the last time I spoke with her. Let me see here. Hold on. But anyway, that's kind of like where I'm at on everything. You know, when I did see her, and when you see on the show, I was really like I was really like taken back. Hold on, I'm gonna play something as well. That's where things were at with me and Liz. And do you guys have any questions about me and Liz or what? Because that's really all I want to talk about at this point, is just to bring some closure, or about Lydia. Let me see. Let me go out. Yeah, I do some stupid things, and a few more things. Liz doesn't have an Instagram. She reached out to me. She created a fake profile and then reached out to me and wanted to tell me a few things. And then you guys have any other questions? No, I never got the ring back. She did get, I gave her an emerald. It was a natural. It wasn't a synthetic or manufactured. And then I had it mounted on platinum or white gold. I can't remember. But she did say yes, and then she did wear the ring, and then she never gave me the ring back. And then she told me again how much she loved me and wanted to be with me in March, and that didn't materialize. And I was going to do something legal. I was going to give her the money to come through the border through a coyote, and that didn't materialize either. And then no, I'm not dating anyone now. I'm talking to, like, I'm getting faulted for, I think Tiffany's really cute. I definitely love to get to know Tiffany. And last night I was drunk. The whole thing with with Karini and everything. She's a nice person. I'm always open to friends, and I hope she's doing well. And yeah, that's that. Have I spoken to? I've spoken to everybody in Lydia's family. And I don't really want to talk too much about Lydia. I can't say anything bad about Liz. Listen, there's a saying, was it screw me once, shame on you, screw me twice, shame on me. So it was like more like screw me once, and then screw me twice, screw me three times. But at the end of the day, it was probably around $30,000 over the course of 2.5 years. Maybe close to maybe $25,000-$30,000. I don't remember. I won't say anything bad about Lydia and Nicole. I don't like to say bad things about anybody. I'll joke. You guys know. Hopefully, you're starting to get my humor. I joke about a lot of stuff, but I don't like to say bad things about people. And I screwed up with Liz. And then you guys know my ex-wife's name is Liz. That's a tattoo right there. It says Liz. My ex-wife. I don't know if I showed you guys this. Hold on. I think I showed this before. Hold on. You guys ask about my ex-wife, and a lot of people think that my ex-wife kind of looks like, my ex-wife's name was Liz. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's me when I was younger. So I was like 19 years old, and my ex-wife was 17 when we started. Well, she was 14. I was like 17 when we started dating in high school. We were together for like 3 years. We lost our virginity to each other, and then people don't understand that. They think I'm like this player, but I was married. I was with my ex-wife 25 years, and we grew apart. Just we had different issues. People grow apart, but we 3 kids together and everything. And what are you guys asking me? But anyway, it was weird because I've been in love twice in my life, and my ex-wife was named Liz with a Z, and then Liz from Colombia is with an S. Liz with an S. What else are you guys planning on trying? Okay, work. So I still have deficits. Like, I'm not comfortable working as a respiratory therapist anymore because I forget things. I try to work and trying to assemble equipment. If there's any nurses or RTs out there transitioning from the newer ventilators, switching it to non-invasive mode, or putting, some of the ventilators now, they do BiPAP, they do high flow, they do everything. And you got to be able to quick, and then, there's compliance stuff and like just a lot of things that I'm starting to forget, and I just don't think it's fair to my patients to do that. So hold on 1 second. But I'm looking right now, going through a bankruptcy. Let me tell you this, because it's all over the Google now. People talking about me bankruptcy again, and this is the 4th time I've declared bankruptcy about 9 years. Like, my life is a disaster. My finances are horrible. So if you guys know how bankruptcies work, you can keep you're allowed to keep your house, which I don't have any equity in, and then I get to keep one of my vehicles. That's financed. I have 2 vehicles, but I made so many dumb mistakes in my life. I'm horrible with money. So the next person I have in my life, I'm gonna let her manage my finances because I'm no good at that stuff. So I am going through a bankruptcy right now, and it is what it is. What can I do? What else? Yeah, the only thing right now I'm doing is I'm focusing on my social media and doing all the compliance stuff. I also owe some back taxes to the IRS, so I've worked out a payment arrangement for them. And, I have, because I had the stroke, it was a condition that was, I think some of the penalties can be waived from the stroke. So that's what I'm dealing with. But I got hit with like 30, I was in between contracts as a respiratory therapist when I had the stroke. So I had like $25,000, $30,000. I didn't have insurance, so I got hit with those medical bills. Then this hospital decided to sue me for a $20,000 sign-on bonus but then when I tried to work a couple days as a respiratory therapist, I was forgetting so many things and I just couldn't do it. I was struggling, and I just realized I couldn't do it anymore. So then they came after me for that, and they want me to pay them back. So that's going to get included in my bankruptcy, and I have probably about like $100,000 in credit card debt. And trollers and everyone are going to make fun of me. I don't fucking care, man. I don't care, And people have this impression that if you're on reality TV, you make a lot of money. You don't make any money from reality TV. And I certainly didn't get on there to get famous. Dude, I'm single though, and I think I have a lot of things that I'm going to try to explore after the bankruptcy. I'm going to try maybe something different. Maybe get into personal training and do things like that. I don't know. This is my office. I coach high school and competitive soccer. There's all my stuff. A lot of pictures of that's my daughter. That was my sister that passed away. And this is a great poem. I think I put it on there, but that's my father. He was a Navy officer. That was holding my father's hand. Pictures of my mom and her twin sister, and my aunt and my grandparents over there. There's my degrees and whatnot. And then just so you guys see this, I'm like a nerd. I still have all my DVDs. And I showed this too. This is I've worked as a respiratory therapist 27 years. So I have every badge I've ever worked at from my father was a really handsome guy. My father was just like that. And I think I get to know everyone teasing me about the lip, but this is like, I think it's kind of like my father, same thing. Like, that's my dad. So he was a retired Navy officer. That was my father. Yeah, he was like my best friend. And then I have the picture. This was my sister. I talked about this. This is my sister that died in a car accident. She was 29. She had red hair. This is the last picture I have of my sister right before she died. And she said to me, Scott, don't I look great? I don't look heavy, because my sister was overweight and she was self-conscious about herself. So she goes, I look so thin in this picture. I'm like, Renee, you look beautiful. Her name was Renee, and I named my daughter after her. And this is a poem. I have a piece of my sister's hair after she passed away. And then I also have, this is a poem my sister wrote about her 3 brothers, and it was typed up. And then the actual letter is on the back. And she did this in like 8th grade. And this is the poem it says, My Brothers by Renee. My brothers, their oldest is Tom. He's the most looks like my mom. My brothers, then there's Scott. He sure gets in trouble a lot. My brothers, then there's Jesse. Of the most, he's the most messy. Of all the brothers I could stick, I guess, wait. Of all the 3, of the most, he's, okay, hold on. Then there's Jesse. Of the 3, he's the most messy. Let me start over again. I'm screwing this up. Let me put some glasses on. Okay, here we go. All right. So here we go. My brothers. The oldest is Tom. He's the most looks like my mom. Then there's my brothers. Then there's Scott. He sure gets in trouble a lot. Then there's Jesse. Of the most, he's the most messy. Of all the sisters I could pick, I guess to my brothers I would always stick, because only a sister could ever know the love that three brothers could ever show. They could be mean, they could be warm, they could wish you were never born. But when they love you like three brothers do, they make you glad that they're theirs too. Of all the things God's given others, I thank him most for my three brothers. So my sister wrote this, and I always saved it, and I hang it there. And and by the way, I named my daughter. I named my daughter after my sister. So this was my daughter when she got married. And let's see. And of course, this is my favorite picture of my daughter when she was little. That was my daughter when she was little. So, and then this is my daughter when she got married to her husband. So anyway, but yeah, so that's some. Oh, let me show you this. Another picture of my father as a Navy officer, and I think I have my mom's. That's my mother and father when they're younger. I think I have my mom's teeth and my mom's smile, and that was my dad as an officer, and that's my mom and dad again, and that's me with my brother Jesse. Can you see me? I'm sitting down. Yeah, I talk to my kids all the time. My kids, my kids are more introverted. They don't like to be. They don't want anything to do with the reality TV world and stuff like that. So I'm very close to my kids. My oldest son's 31, my middle son's 29, and my daughter's 27. Both of my sons are respiratory therapists like me, and my daughter is got her doctorate. She's an occupational therapist. I can't tell you how much I get paid for the show. You can Google it. It's on Google if you pull it up. Anyway, that's kind of the things I want to talk about, just the whole Liz scenario and everything. And, I'm not justifying or making, I take ownership on a lot of things. I did come off too strong with Liz and the DR, and I feel bad about that. I just loved her so much, and I was like a kid in a candy store. I was so happy to have her back in my life again. It was like surreal. Like I was crying. Like when you guys saw me, like I was just in tears. Like when holding her again, I was so in love with her. It was crazy, How old am I? I'm 52. I think I look good for my age, right? Do I look 52? I try to do my best. 52. What else? Who else might have? What is this? I'm okay. Listen, I hate the word. People start using words like creepy and this and that and the other. I don't know why they say that. I feel like I got so many people that hate me. I don't know why they hate me. And then now that I'm single, just living my best life, people don't want to see me happy, But anyway, yeah, I'm open to dating again, and of course I'll take things slow. I think that things, they have a field day with everything that happens. Like, me with Tiffany, I'd love to date Tiffany if she was interested in me. Like if we go out and we have chemistry, I have to go visit her. She's like in Maryland, so I don't know how that's going to play out, but definitely love to give her my best. And whatever happens, So, all right, guys, I got to do me, you do you. Yeah. So, any other questions for me, guys? Quick questions. What do you want to know before I go? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Any questions for me or what? Yeah, I'm not worried about the haters. It used to bother me at first, but now I don't even give a crap. You like the beard? I'm trying to grow it in. And I'm not going to lie, I use that gray for men in the beard. Nobody can what else? Let's see. Anybody else have questions for me or what? I have one dog. I have an Allie, and she's in her estrus cycle, and she's miserable right now. I love you too. I love you guys. I've been in Spring Hill since 1985. It's just north of Tampa, like 35 minutes. If they offered me the single life, I would do it. I wouldn't turn it down. I think it's a great experience. At the end of the day, it's a documentary. It's your life. That's the hard part. The trollers and the bloggers are horrible to me. But when I go to the grocery store and somebody wants to give me a hug or take a photo with me because they're like big 90 Day Fiancé fans, that makes my day. I'm probably more excited than they are. I work out like probably like 5 days a week, but I probably do like an hour a day. I used to be really heavy, guys. Like look at this picture here. I don't know if you can see this. Look at me. This is my daughter getting married. Look at me here. I don't know if you can see that. Look at me there. Yeah. I was heavy at one time. So, and a lot of people, I want to talk about the stroke. A lot of people ask me about my stroke. There's a lot of speculation whether the COVID, I had an ischemic stroke. A lot of people say, what do you think caused it? Well, I had one speculation is the COVID vaccination. Another one is I used to do anabolic steroids for many years. I was doing steroids, and it doesn't make your penis smaller, by the way. That's a fallacy. That's not true. It makes your balls smaller. Like they go from like being like I don't know, like walnuts to being like raisins. They just shrink up your nuts, But I was doing anabolic steroids for probably like 10 years at least. And, I was doing like hardcore gear. I was weighing like 290 pounds at one time. I had a 530 bench press. And, that could have been a contributing factor all those years. And then the other thing was during COVID, I was deployed everywhere in the United States, and I was doing 12 to 15-hour days, 25 ventilators. Sometimes I'd manage. And, no, let's not talk about nuts. I'm making a joke about it. It's lighten up. So, but during the COVID, I was doing like 12 to 15-hour days, like 6, 7 days a week. And, my stress level, my blood pressure was up. So there's a lot of contributing factors to that. No, no, I know steroids aren't good. I don't advocate that, but I'm talking about the risk factors of what may have caused my stroke. So, at the end of the day, I feel bad because when I did Love in Paradise, I ended up with a broken heart. I ended up with a broken brain, and I had the stroke like 4 months before I did 4 months before. I had the stroke in July, and then 4 months later I did Love in Paradise.